13 minutes past 8. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, you do remember, if you did catch our opening sequence, we talked about that position that the chairman of INEC, Professor Tari Jega, did hold about those politicians who move from one political party to the other. Well, let's join up with Kayode Idowu, who is the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, to shed some light possibly on this same matter. Morning, and thank you for joining us, Kayode. What can you tell us about this? I mean, the fact that the National Assembly had looked into this, politicians had got to court about this matter. Do we expect the chairman then of INEC to possibly let the National Assembly get this notice, maybe by way of more recommendations, amendment to the Electoral Act? What do you think about the views of the professor here now?
Well, let me make a clarification right away. The chairman was not making a new advocacy. What the chairman spoke about actually was what is already in the law, and what he was doing, what he said was to point attention to what already the law provides for. The law provides that if you leave a political party on which you are elected, that is for the legislative houses. If you leave a political party on which you are elected for another political party without a proof of a division within your party, that you lose your seat, as the chairman was saying, that is the provision of the law, even though it is being ignored.
So you believe it's being ignored as it's been practiced currently in the National Assembly?
No, because you see, again, the law provides that, for instance, if such a thing happens in the Senate, the law provides that the Senate president has to declare the seat vacant before INEC comes in to conduct an election. If it happens in the House of Reps, the Speaker of the House has to declare the seat vacant before INEC comes in to conduct. And if it happens in the House of Assembly, the same thing happens. So, as a chair now, if those seats are not declared vacant, INEC has no business with it. And all the chairman is saying is that, well, there's a provision like that in the law. And we should not overlook it.
Why has this provision all of a sudden become very important to INEC?
Well, it's not important to INEC. Don't forget that the platform yesterday, okay, I thought you said something, yeah. But don't forget that the platform yesterday was looking at inter-party collaboration and strengthening of peace in the electoral process. And part of the sources of tension in the political process, of course, is the chairman actually used the word political nomadism. When there's a crisis in the party, people move to another party. It doesn't promote peace between the parties and among the parties. And he's saying that this is part of the sources of friction that is giving causing a lot of tension in the political process.
Now, one of the things that's also come up is, yes, we do vote for candidates in our election, political parties. We thumbprint political parties when we do go to vote. I want to believe that that's the basis upon which that law was made, telling candidates or, public office holders to leave their seats or to lose their seats when they defect to another political party. But how much can we really say that the candidate himself or herself contributed to the party winning that particular seat?
Sorry, I didn't get that question well.
I'm asking how much contribution can we say that a candidate makes to his or her party in terms of winning a political seat? Should we take that into account?
Well, see, the remit of INEC is to see that political parties are run in accordance with the constitutions that the parties themselves draw. INEC does not draw these constitutions for them. Neither does INEC run these constitutions for them. All INEC does is to hold them to account on the basis of their own constitutions and laws. And so if there is an infringement in the way they have operated their law, INEC has a duty to call them to call their attention to that.
The reason
infringement.
The reason I asked this question, Mr. Idowu, the reason I asked this question is because, yes, INEC is umpire, but in some cases, INEC also acts as observer and can make recommendations based on what it has observed. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Now, if that is...
INEC observed their you remember that's one of the reasons, actually, why INEC has proposed, even for amendment in certain aspects of the Electoral Act, for instance, Section 31, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act, that says INEC cannot reject any candidate that is nominated by a political party for any reason whatsoever. That is the position of that law. Whereas Section 87 of the same Electoral Act provides that a candidate should emerge through democratic primaries. And oftentimes, INEC has gone to observe the primary and sees that candidate ABC contested emerged. And a political party comes up with candidate B. This is not even contested at all, and submit to INEC to say that's a candidate. And Section 31 says you can't reject that candidate for any reason whatsoever. So, all INEC can do is to say, well, even though the law says we can't interfere in your internal affairs and we can't reject the candidate, but remember that we conducted the primary, which we observed, and we did not, the candidate that is submitted to us did not emerge through that process, and hopes that they will be the needful.
You make my point in terms of INEC being more than a mere observer, or the fact that INEC can actually make recommendations based on what it has observed. Will INEC recommend will INEC recommend independent candidature?
Okay, again, you see, the law has expressly prohibited independent candidature for now.
Is this something that sits well with INEC? That's the question, basically.
Well, it's not something that INEC has put in its recommendations for now. The recommendations that is submitted to the National Assembly, that specific provision among the recommendations. What you see, INEC proposed, for instance, that proposed the elimination of the prohibition of the electronic voting and things like that. But the problem is that when the laws are drawn up, INEC's role is to implement those laws. If they are not in the laws, INEC can do little about that. But when it becomes a part of our law, then it will be implemented by the Commission.
But you're saying that INEC has never made the recommendation and doesn't see the need to. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying that as it were, INEC is not. INEC is not working on that because there are other recommendations that are not germane to the political process that INEC has put forward.
Would you agree that in the process, I mean, when we talk about defections, that in some cases it does make it very difficult? I mean, it could work both ways. A political party that knows that it owns the seat, so to speak, could actually frustrate a candidate who has very good reason to, possibly object to the party. It could frustrate a candidate out of that, not a candidate now, an office holder, because the person has won the election, could frustrate that person out of the seat. And that's why I asked you that question earlier in terms of how much contribution can we really say that an individual brings into helping his or party win a particular seat? Should that count?
Yes, that's why you're asking for my personal opinion. The position of the law is that for now, there's no need for independent candidates. Then, if you ask for my personal opinion, logistically speaking, we also have to be sure that we have a handle on it. Because as it's clear, political parties themselves are mushroomming by the day. political parties. They are mentioning the requirement for registering a political party is actually so it's easily attainable that political parties can be formed by as many minute aggregate of interest as there can be. What INEC has canvassed for, because we have to look at the logistical possibility. What INEC has canvassed for, you don't want to have a ballot paper that is 50 pages or about a kilometer long. I mean, that would be unwieldy for the average voter. What INEC proposed is even to say, don't let us register parties. Allow parties to exist. But give us the power to agree with political parties the criteria for a candidate getting on the ballot paper. So we can have a million political parties. But there will be some minimum conditions for which party candidates can get on the ballot paper, so that we don't just have an unwieldy ballot paper, which is a no benefit to the average voter. And so we also have to weigh the logistical possibilities in this part. What we have right now is that we have political parties registry, and the hear their names, or the election is to see their logo and their name on the ballot paper. And we say that is really not helpful to anybody. Neither to INEC nor to the voter.
Yeah, but okay, I mean, don't the political parties provide that minimum requirement already? Because as it is today, they are the ones who present the candidates.
They don't provide any minimum thing. That's the irony. Immediately they are registered. They may not use the action at all in between elections. But on election day, they want to see their name on the paper, on the ballot. And if it is missing, they go to court on account of that. The only thing that they will make, even when they make it that they will be playing back anyway, they will go ahead to invalidate that election just because their name and logo is missing. That's where we are now.